Welcome to the Couch Co-op Podcast. Today, a quick look at this day in gaming, a nod to our Couch Co-op, some casual game suggestions and try, play, beat, top-notch co-op picks and couch co-optionals, a dash of trivia, and then we'll say goodbyes. This is the Couch Co-op Podcast. Now.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show where we are all hung like a baby's arm. I'm Ian. I got Jared, Dave, and John with me tonight. And they shake their heads in disappointment, but they know they'd be happy if they had a baby's arm between their legs.
It only works.
It's just getting worse.
Yeah.
It's just getting worse, Dave.
Pull out.
Pull out.
Yeah.
Negative. Dirt. Abort. Well, that makes sense now. That makes sense now if a baby's arms between your legs. Anyway, whoa. Oh, man, we're getting two. Anyway, just two in the weeds. Two in the weeds. Hey, I'm Ian, and I introduced everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
It's a good night.
Yeah.
Unlike
weekend before Thanksgiving.
the weekend before Thanksgiving, and you may be wondering where the other two. Well, is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and they have to get up early tomorrow to deliver alcohol to all the people in the world. But somehow Jared, a man of the people, decided to say, fuck it. I
don't have to start as early as them, and I go to bed later than them
See,
anyways.
there he goes.
So
There
I'm
he
good.
goes. He's good. He's I can do it. I mean,
He also
Aaron at
delivers the
5
hard
a.m.
stuff.
is not that bad. I mean, I get Nick's 2 a.m.,
Yeah.
but come
I
on,
have to wake
Aaron.
up at 5 in the morning.
See?
I still don't crawl into bed till 11:30 midnight sometimes.
So we're all doing well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Dave came by this afternoon and we hung out, and then we decided to do well, we're going to get to this in a minute, but we were like, what are we going to do today? We were just going to sit. We did sit and drink a beer, which was very lovely, and you'll hear about it more. It'll be a little short episode probably later this week. And then we were just talking. We were going to drink some beers and just hang out, and then I was like, well, we could go to the beer store and buy a beer and then relive some of the past glory of this podcast. And so we bought a beer and we delivered it. Well, we were going to deliver it to John, but John was away, so he had to come pick us up after work. But Jared was home, so we visited with Jared for a little while.
Yeah, that was nice seeing you guys.
wound his kids up.
Yeah, wound him up.
And we realized how long it had been since any of us have
Yep.
been to my house.
Yeah, it's been like
Other than
pre-COVID,
me, yeah.
man.
Wow.
Yeah, I was before COVID, so yeah.
Tell your daughter I still want that Switch.
Yeah, we were joking with my youngest that Dave was going to take the Switch.
The cool thing is that Dave borrowed those games for me.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, he left him in the car.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16, and I gave him Death Poop back.
Death poop.
But for real, we delivered a beer so we could bring back one of our favorite segments, actually a podcast of ours, the old Couch Co-op.
Yeah,
And,
and I think this one's appropriately named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let Dave Dave picked the beer, so I'll let Dave kind of introduce the beer.
It's Eringer Brewery. I think that's how you say it. And it's the Celebrator Double Bock. We were kind of like, IPA, stout, lager, wanted to get something, and everyone seems to like bocks. So it's
He was
It's described
threatening.
as-
He was threatening pumpkin beers.
Even I couldn't do that. And then the other one was the Sam Smith's Winter Warmer. That was another choice that we looked at. But This one's described as dark, malty, and rich.
And we've never done a beer from these guys before.
Nope.
And I don't think any of us have ever had this.
I've
Once
always
upon a time,
seen it
maybe.
around, and I don't think I've ever had it. So it should be pretty decent. It's like 6.7%, so it's not going to knock you on your butt. And
Well, it might
a-
a little bit. Maybe if you had two.
yeah,
Well, we can continue talking
I mean,
about
that's
it.
Oh yeah,
about
let's
after
strength
we
for
open
nine.
Oh, Jared
it.
wants to
How's that
drink.
sound?
Jared's
Should
like
we-
thirsty.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
let's
let's pop
let's
it.
grab
Jared's
some
like, you didn't
bottles.
buy me a whole 4-pack.
Yeah, right. I want
Pop
more.
it.
Hop in it. Okay.
Oh, that smells.
Got my
malty.
couch co-hop glass here. Couch co-op glass.
Yeah, yeah. Holy
Oh
moly!
yeah, that's malty.
Damn, this is dark.
It's a,
Yeah,
an
it
Ian
is.
beer.
Mm.
It smells like barbecue sauce.
I figured, yeah, I figured when it said double bock, I was like,
Wow,
oh shit.
That's a dark one.
this is
Cheers.
a dark one. Is this a clear
I like the
bottle? Is
screen
this a
out here.
clear bottle? No,
Yeah, it might as
That's
well
got a
be.
lot of malt.
it's got a lot of malt. This is malty.
Oh, it smells good. I like malty beers now.
Dark, malty, and rich.
Mm.
Definitely not. Definitely a good description.
It's really up there though, with like a close to a porter or a.
Yeah.
Mm.
What would set this apart from that? What makes this different, Dave?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's brewed with lager yeast instead, and that's what gives it not quite that heaviness and fruitiness that you would get. But that's definitely good.
Kind of makes me think of that Pelican export stout they have.
Yeah,
What-
It's
I
actually
have
pretty good,
some.
though.
What was it?
As long
Yeah.
as it doesn't have that fucking coffee shit taste, I'm okay.
yeah. I don't like the coffee taste. That export stout.
Yeah, that's what it makes me think of immediately.
Yeah, it does taste somewhat like coffee to me.
Oh, does it? Not to me, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like coffee flavor in beers, and so yeah.
Rich. A
So,
Yanger at the foot of the Bavarian Alps is one of the world's most respected breweries. Family owned and operated since 1878.
I have the copy pulled up because I remember that was something we would do on this segment is read copy.
Oh, you have it pulled up?
Oh, go on. Let's
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
A beer that has a dominant malty taste, this beer's origin and amongst recipes are reflected in its heartiness. The Pope of Beers, Conrad Seidel, described it as almost black with a very slight red tone, a sensational, festive foam, and truly extraordinary fragrance that at first summons up visions of Greaves lard. The first taste is of a mild fullness with an accompanying coffee tone, which becomes more dominant with the aftertaste. There is very little of the sweetness that is frequently to be tasted with Doppelbock beer. End quote. The Ayinger Celebrator has been ranked among the best beers of the world by the Chicago Testing Institute several times and has won numerous medals.
I don't get the coffee.
Neither do I.
They hit it pretty well. I get what they're
Yeah, I
saying
get
about
coffee
it, but
too.
yeah, it's right
Yeah, I
on the back of the tongue after a little bit, but yeah,
Huh.
barely.
So this beer has been blessed by the Pope.
Has
That's
it?
what I got.
Well, the Pope of beers.
Oh, the Pope of beers.
Yeah, that's funny, but yeah, I'm digging this.
I like the label as well. The label's got a lot going on. It's very
Goats and beers and
yeah. You could imagine they've brewed this for like at least 70
Satan?
years. Just
some
looking
kind
at
of
that
some kind
label.
of celebration. Well, we'll drink this down and we'll formulate our opinions after. But we'll talk about some video games in our try play beat. Off
Well, you want
list.
to hear what happened today in history of games?
Oh, we forgot about that. Yes, let's hear about what happened in the history of video games. I'm sorry, I forgot to. I didn't mean to
Couple of
step on
important
your.
console launches.
Didn't mean to step on your segment, Jared. I apologize.
It's all good. Well, how many of us owned a Game Boy Color? That came out 25 years ago. Long ass
goodness.
time ago. And also the Wii came out 17 years ago. That's wild.
Wait.
Uh,
Did Nick give me? Was his a Game Boy Color that he gave me, or was it just a regular Game Boy?
what color was it? A color? Like
don't know.
He
if
gave
it
me
was the
two-
smaller one, yeah, it's
gave me
probably-
Game
I
Boy
think he
Color.
gave you Game Boy
Yeah.
Colors. Yeah,
Oh, so I have a Game Boy Color now. I didn't
You
buy it
do.
25 years ago, but I do now have one in the collection.
yeah.
Yep.
You should play it.
Mm.
But yeah, I had a Game Boy Color. I don't remember the games I played back.
Because the
in
Game
those
Boy
days. I
Color
think
is
it was
still a
like
Game Boy. The
Legend
Game Boy
of Zelda,
Advanced is the
Oracle
weird
of
sideways
Ages
one, right?
And Seasons.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, the
Advance,
advance went sideways. They had the Game Boy Pocket, which was the small black and white
Oh, I've
one.
never heard of that one.
The folding
and then,
one.
Yeah, I think that was the folding one, and then they
Yeah.
had the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember which order they came.
I'm guessing the
came
Game
out
Boy, the Pocket came after the Color, because the Pocket was just a Game Boy Color that folded. I think it's been a while. There was a lot of Game Boys.
And the Wii
Um,
launched now? That makes sense, before Christmas.
Yeah, 17 years ago. Yeah, I lived in Albuquerque then in 2006, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, that was
The
wild.
Wii dropped 17 years ago.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
Well-
I remember buying one of those and for like 220 and selling it on eBay for like 500 or 600 bucks. I was
Didn't
just
you
like,
also
"Oh."
buy a PS3 but didn't get as much for it?
Yeah, I got the PS3 as well, and I think I made like 50 or 100 bucks. off it.
I
The,
remember that
the
because
Wii was where the money was at.
you were living
Yeah.
in that apartment at the time.
Yeah,
yeah. Buying, selling. That's Dave.
That
right
old
there.
apartment, man.
He's the
Memories.
bot
Yeah.
buying all these PlayStation portals.
Dave, we should go
Yeah,
drink a beer on
anyone
the
want the
steps.
ball?
Dave, we should go drink a beer on the steps or on that picnic table where we made the blood squirter sometime. We just go over there and just drink a beer. Do like a
Yeah, I probably need to lose about 50 pounds to look like I did back then.
dude. You look
That's
like
all good.
fucking. You were straight up Noel Gallagher
Oh.
from fucking Oasis in those days.
I was
There-
as skinny. I was as skinny as a rail. Like,
You
yeah.
were.
But
There was also a very important
Uh-oh.
launch on this day 25 years ago. Half-Life.
Oh man.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
That makes sense why it was cheap. That's why.
Yeah,
you were
well,
sharing.
it was free,
Free.
on
Yeah.
Steam. Yeah, free on Steam. I don't know when that ends. I think like
Have you ever beat that
Soon.
game, Ian? I thought the
Half-Life.
head crab.
I never did.
I thought the head crabs did it for you.
Half-Life. I never really got into. It was Half-Life 2 that did the crab. That was
Was
the
it
crab
head-
issues. The first one I never really had an issue. I just never got into it.
Crab issues?
the
No,
head crab.
so in episode 2 or in Half-Life 2 episode something, there's the head crabs that suck your face suckers. I don't know. They just
Mhm.
they make a sounds and it's like
noise,
it's
yeah.
unnerving.
you
and
you
it's
played all
really
those in the
funny
orange
at the
box,
end.
didn't you, Ian?
Yeah.
In the orange box, isn't that how you played them?
I mean, the first Half-Life I have
Yeah.
on Steam already.
Oh, okay.
They've given
Yeah.
it away free before, so
So it's funny. I see this launch. I couldn't find anything about it. So I did research, and the BlackBerry phone version of one of Dave and Ian's favorite games was launched. The Saboteur. Apparently, there was a mobile version of it that released only on Blackberries.
what? That's
Wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
I
It
kinda-
must be
I kinda
garbage.
remember that.
Oh, Saboteur
I think
is
it was
so.
like
Dave,
Man,
do you
that-
have that on
Yeah.
360?
I think I have it on. Yeah, I think I do. Why?
No, I just like if we ever finish our Mass Effect playthrough, we should replay the Saboteur. That might be kind of a
Yeah,
fun
I have
game.
it on my I have it on my 360.
That might be a fun
somewhere.
game to like revisit and do a.
Actually, we should swap consoles, and you should play it on the 360. I'll play it on the PlayStation.
I have a
3.
360, so I just need the game, but I can let you. I have a. I
Oh,
actually
I
have
thought you
a,
had it. I thought you had it on the PlayStation 3. It's when you.
I do,
originally played
but I
it.
have a 360, so I don't need your console.
True. So yeah, you just borrow the game.
Yes.
I'd need the PlayStation 3.
I have two of them, so I can let you borrow the one that's just in storage.
Exactly. That might be fun though. Just
Anyway.
play the other.
That would be kind of interesting. Anyway,
Yeah.
actually, you know what I should do is should let you borrow my actual PS3 because then you could download the X-rated content because I bought the DLC. This the strip club down below strip club. Anyway,
Funny.
I thought you were gonna say like something else, but yeah.
sure, maybe with the big giant dick Hitler edition, the baby's arm Hitler edition.
Oh man.
Anyway, cool. All right, so that's this day in gaming. Thank you, Jared. Very exciting, man. A mobile How do you even?
Yeah,
how-
that'd be a crazy thing to see. I couldn't even find anything on YouTube.
there's got to
see a
be.
video
It
of
must be somebody that like archives
Yeah.
that kind of shit. To like, oh, I have a
There's
BlackBerry
got to
with
be
the
somewhere with
Saboteur
an
on
old
it.
BlackBerry phone that's just like all
Yeah.
this stuff downloaded on. You know, that they threw in the drawer.
It's probably like 2
That's
levels,
funny.
and it sucks.
Oh, I'm sure it was just great.
All
I
right.
think it was like a top-down view with like asymmetric. I think it was
Yeah.
like
oh,
it
like
has to be
Grand
very
Theft Auto or
basic.
something. Kind of more like that.
Yeah, like the original
Old school Grand
GTA
Theft Auto,
games. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of,
Well.
John, you excited for the trailer next month for GTA 6?
Uh-oh.
Well, I've kind of already said before. I think Rockstar is kind of going downhill because two of the head writer who's been there for like 20 years, he left, and then Dan Houser, one of the founders, he left in like 2019 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
but he retired. They pushed him out because he's questionable douchebag. So
I'm just kind of it's. I just feel like it's gonna be like Take Two or 2K. Is it Take Two or 2K that
2K,
owns
2K.
Okay.
2K? I feel like it's gonna be more of like 2K's. Here's the live casino. Let's see how many preteens we can get hooked on it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think there's people out there like Grand Theft Auto has been. Grand Theft Auto 5 has been around for the whole kind of gaming career.
Mhm. That's wild.
You know, they might have first played it when they're 12 or 13, and it's like now young adults.
Yeah.
So
Well,
weird.
it's funny how like games like Destiny they will announce like this is gonna be a 10-year game, and then who would have thought Grand Theft Auto would have been a 10-year game?
Oh, they knew it was going to be a 10-year game.
Yeah.
With online, once online broke, they knew. They knew.
I still remember when that launched and everybody was excited for news on like story DLC and stuff like
Oh,
that. And
yeah.
they never gave it to the fans. It's just here's online, have fun. And then it kept
Yeah,
on
they-
piling stuff on top of that.
But there's a lot of story in that, actually. That's where they put all that story. It's the same thing like Red Dead. They put all the story, all the stuff they work on, they just put it in the online. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's that bad. I just wish that Grand Theft Auto's online was more like Red Dead's online, where it wasn't so fucking just
Chaotic?
obnoxious. No,
You
not
want
just
it more like a
chaotic,
train
but
wreck?
just there's just like you can't just go somewhere and do something. You have to like so like when you log into Red Dead Online, you can go and do something, right? In Grand Theft Auto, you go in and then you have to then log into yet another lobby to then start another thing, and it's just
Yeah, I know what
it's
you
just
mean.
a
It's not
step of
seamless.
bullshit. It's just like I just want it to go and do this thing. I don't want to fucking have to then jump out. I don't know. It's just kind of garbagey.
You feel like the free roam is more of a lobby versus the free roam in Red Dead is actual free roam?
Free roam is yeah, exactly. Like the free roam in Grand Theft Auto is just like
And
it
it
is just
reminds
a
me of the
massive
waiting
lobby,
at the start.
and there's
start
just
of
I mean, and if you
Fortnite.
want to run around and just kill people, sure, but it's just like there's no point to it. It's just like I wish like there were missions I could do in that free roam, but there isn't. Everything's gated, and it's just kind of like ugh. So I never want to play it. Whereas Red Dead's is actually I think better, but I also think Red Dead works for Red Dead because there's less people playing it, whereas Grand Theft Auto everyone's playing it, so they have to like gate it.
Manage it somehow.
Yeah. But maybe they'll fix it with this new thing. I honestly don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna suck. I don't think Take-Two or 2K, I mean, they can't afford that game to suck.
No, I think
I-
it'll be pretty decent.
I think they'll put more emphasis in the multiplayer. I just think they're gonna.
Oh
I-
no, I don't
if
think
this-
so. I think
Oh,
I
you
thi-
don't think so?
I think they will focus on a strong single player campaign because that is
I
what
wonder-
they've always done, and they will continue to do that.
Yeah, they might go the Call of Duty route though, and it's like sucks anyway.
I don't think so. I don't think they'll go Call of Duty. I might not be a big fan of Grand Theft Auto at this point, but I do not think they will go the Call of Duty route. They know they can make money on the online, so there's no reason for them not to make a great game and also get the awards and then have also the online that makes them again a shit ton of money for another 10 years. you don't want to be the game that sucks single player and then just is milking the fans. So I don't think that's.
Man, you're putting
I
a
also
lot
think
of
there's
faith
a
in
lot of people out.
2K.
Yeah, maybe, but I still think Rockstar works independently on their own. I don't think Rockstar, as a company, does exactly what 2K says. I think still Rockstar is still Rockstar. You know,
I also
still think they're
that
like
their single player story will draw
Yeah.
people in. They use it as almost as an advert for the multiplayer to kind of like get people playing the game, and they're like, oh, I enjoy the story. Maybe I'll try the online. You know.
I might talk shit a lot about Rockstar and Red Dead's. The Red Dead's I've never purchased, but I've always purchased Grand Theft Auto and played through the
Oh, wow.
campaign. So I have 3
And I've never
through. I have
finished
them
one.
all from 3 to I have all of them. So like,
Yeah, I think San Andreas is the only one I haven't.
I have San
I
Andreas.
didn't buy,
But so like, it's a hard thing. There's things that I want Rockstar to do that I disagree with, and I wish they would do. Like, but I don't think as a development studio they've made a bad game. Ultimately, and I don't think
yeah,
6.
it's just not your game.
I don't
kind
think
of thing.
6 will be a bad game. I just we'll see. We'll see. You could be 100% right. Maybe they just totally fall and just collapse and just become completely money hungry whores. But I do think you get your money's worth with Grand Theft Auto 5, even with the amount of money they've sucked out of the community with online. I still think the solo campaign of 5 is a strong game, even though it's not what I
I would
wanted.
agree.
Even
Yeah,
though
it's
it's
a
not what I
beautiful
wanted,
map,
I didn't
yeah.
really ultimately dig it. I don't think they stopped doing that. I think they like to be a company that has produced something that is just like, holy fuck, what is, I think they like having that clout. You don't look at Rockstar and be like, oh, they just make shit games,
Yeah, they do like pushing gaming forward if they can. Like,
I mean,
graphically. Or
Call of Duty, you look at them now
storytelling.
and they make shit games. That's
Their
just
they
most
just make the same game every
worst
year.
rated Call of Duty just came out
yeah. I
at
mean,
this point.
I don't think, maybe it's a little less just because people, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna be, I don't know. I don't think the Housers have any. I don't think they really had much to glean on the last one. I don't think those guys. I mean, those guys had so much money at that point. I don't think they're really. I mean,
Well, I think the Housers were still involved in Red Dead 2, and I think that was the last game. I think
that was
they
the
worked
worst one. I mean, that's good. Maybe it's good they left.
Funny.
I mean, you can only polish a turd so long. Anyway,
Oh, I
Yeah,
polished
but-
that
but-
tier 3 separate times.
clearly.
But you wanted to move on
Wow.
to.
I mean, I don't really
huh?
care. We could. I just like this is fun conversation. I'm not like I put that in there because I didn't really know what to pick, and as some of you know, I bailed on our original topic, but so
Yeah.
um,
Darn.
Be careful, my parents are listening.
well, we're not gonna get into it. But yeah, we could do some try play beat.
Yeah.
Jared,
So-
have you? Okay, I will. I do want to I will like to have this conversation right now. I think try play beat should only be ultimately one round. So you don't talk about more than one game for each category. So like when you come to the show, you do one for each. So like you can't be like, I tried like 20 games, but this and this and this and this. You should only pick one and one. That's because then it like makes the show more,
Bogs the showdown.
less bogs to showdown. But I will say in this situation where we don't really have any other topics, we could do a multi-round where we could talk about multiple games. But I feel like under the normal circumstances, when it's like the early topic and then it's a later topic, it should only be a single. We shouldn't. Anyway, that's just my opinion, but we could discuss. Or it's just a thought I was
My
having.
problem is I don't.
I know.
Modern games are 40 hours,
Exactly.
25 hours to beat them, so I just don't beat that many.
I guess I don't really
quite
mind if
honest.
this segment is short because, you know,
Yeah.
maybe Jared and I are the only ones with each 3, and then other people only have 2 or 1, and then it's like, oh, the segment's over, and then we move on. Like, I'm okay with it being
Or-
short.
Or maybe just list a couple, and if anybody wants to talk about either of them, then they can be like, "Hey, what about this game?" kind of thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. That's kind of what I'm going to do.
But
for my
today, I don't give a shit. So this
Yeah.
could be a multi-round where we like have a shit ton because we don't really have anything else to talk about. So,
game. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
Jared,
I
Oh.
have one for each, so I'm good.
all right,
But
Jared,
yeah, go on,
what do you
Jared.
got?
So I tried playing more Sea of Stars.
Yeah,
That's that RPG that came out, a month ago, and it's still good. I don't know. I'm enjoying what I'm playing of it. Just for some reason, it's not like the type of game I'm looking for right now. So I just kind of pop in every once in a while. I enjoy when I play it, but I don't play it very often. I've been playing mostly. I bought Moss Book 2, which is on sale right now. I actually bought Moss Book 1 and 2 as a combo on PlayStation Plus's sale for PSVR 2 for $20. I got both of them.
What's Moss Book?
Moss is a VR game where
You're a
you
mouse.
are an entity
Oh, you're an entity,
helping
yes.
this mouse. You control the mouse, but you're also like reaching into this little, like, adorable, awesome, wonderful looking world. You're this gigantic being looking down at this little tiny mouse, controlling it and assisting and moving blocks and grabbing enemies, forcing the enemies to do certain things like walk to switches and blast cannons and stuff like that. So
They
it's
gave it away
really
on PSN probably a year or two ago now.
the
is that-
original Moss.
Yeah, the original Moss. I know I have it on.
You should
downloaded and I've never
absolutely
played it.
play it if you have VR, which
I know you always
do,
go on
Dave.
about it, but
Yeah, but yeah, Moss Book 2 is great. It's more Moss. So I had troubles putting it down yesterday. I played it for like 3 hours straight until my family got home. And then I'm, still playing a little bit because my girls like to watch me play Moss. It's very endearing, and I will continue playing that. I'll probably play Moss Book 1 as well. Because why not? I have it now on PS2 or PSVR 2. And then on my beat list, I finished
What do we wanna
Castlevania
work on
Symphony
now?
of the Night and Valiant Hearts Coming Home.
Oh, so where does Valiant Hearts still takes place in World War One?
It Coming Home is referencing the end of the war, so it's like
Oh, wow,
leading up
that's
to the
cool.
end of the war. So
Yep.
it's all the story up to that point. Where the first Valiant Hearts, we all played that on our PlayStations, and you didn't? Oh, okay, Ian. But it was the Great War, and you're
I can be
seeing
bothered with
all
that
these
indie
different little
bullshit. What are you talking
stories.
it's a walking
so-
simulator.
Yeah, I mean, but it has gameplay and stuff. There's certain segments where you're dodging bullets and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I like
that,
the first
driving
one.
a car.
about? No, I remember
Yeah,
the episode where
and-
John talked about the
Yeah.
first one, and he
Yeah,
was
the
he
second
really loved
one-
it.
John, just you have Netflix.
No.
It's on your phone.
He doesn't have Netflix.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Oh, well, fine.
Never mind.
Either way, Valiant Hearts Coming Home is on mobile. I don't think it came to consoles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, and
Netflix
it's free,
exclusive. It
with
was
your Netflix
produced by
subscription.
Ubisoft through Netflix solely.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
It's a Netflix exclusive, but I think you'd love it, John. Yeah,
So if you ever get
Okay,
Netflix,
cool.
there you go.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I got a question about the Netflix games. So, do you know, Jared, if you do the ad tier for Netflix, do they play ads when you're playing the games?
I don't believe so. I just
Wow,
have the basic old subscription.
yeah, I just
so
have basic
can't tell you.
Netflix. I don't.
But I mean, it's you download the game and you sign in through Netflix.
Yeah, so
They
like,
do
then
have
there's-
they have a standard plan, which is what we think of a Netflix plan, and apparently they do have a cheaper plan that's
Oh,
the
I don't know.
ad tier.
what kind of phone do you have, John?
I have a Pixel 7.
Oh, see, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, you'll be able to run.
I just know that
all
like
things.
on mine, like you sign into Netflix and then all the games like unlocks this level of games in the Apple Store. So it's like, oh, you just download the actual games from the Apple Store without ads.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
I tried getting Oxenfree 2, but my phone isn't compatible with it.
Oh,
It's too old, I guess. So I was kind of disappointed. So I downloaded a different one.
yeah. If you have Netflix, it's totally worth checking. Like, putting it on your phone or tablet to check out the games, because like Shredder's
Absolutely.
Revenge, or I mean, there's some great games on there, man. I
Yeah.
mean, there's some shit mobile games on there too, but there are some great
But-
games on there.
Even
should
those
play
shit mobile
two
games
bucks a
are
hundred.
better because they don't have ads.
Well, yeah, that too, 100%.
They're not plagued with ads.
But I mean, the Shredder's Revenge I played on PlayStation 4 or 5 or whatever. It's still the same. It's basically the same game, but it's like it's on my mobile phone. It's like it's such a fun game. It's like, I don't know. I enjoy having that game on my phone. It's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like when I'm just away, like I'm driving around, and I like just put my Backbone on and just kind of, I don't know. Anyway,
When are you getting the Backbone, Jared?
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Are you
right?
gonna
If-
buy a Portal?
I'm gonna buy a Portal. I think I'm 100%
the only way
gonna buy
I could
it.
do a
Really?
PlayStation
Oh, yeah.
Portal is if I hardwired my PS5 into my.
And you
router,
should
but
hardwire your PS5, 100%.
I should, but I don't know.
How
I
many
don't
times
feel
have
like
we told you this? That you
drilling
just-
holes in my floor and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you've
I don't
lived
know.
there 10 years. You could have had a hole drilled in the wall like 10 years
7.
ago.
Could have had Dave do it before
7,
he put the
yeah.
floor down or whatever. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I the more I think about it, like, because my wife spends all her time upstairs with the dog, and like I just want to be on the couch with my family too. I think the PlayStation Portal is perfect. Like it worked. Like the Backbone on my phone works great in my house. I do wish the screen was bigger, and so I just think like I
18
am
should be
that
about
user.
right, yeah.
I am that user that would like to just use it upstairs and just fuck it, like
Maybe you shouldn't do that to it, Ian.
well, I might fuck it, but
I'm
I'll take
honestly
pictures.
thinking if
and-
I got one, it's when I'm taking the shit,
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
I
I'll-
don't
you
like
know.
to pause the
Bathroom
game
time.
and go like bathroom time and then get back to the game without like any downtime. you
Oh,
know.
well, that's not. You might as well just pause it.
Next time I'm talking to you guys and you hear the flush, you'll know Dave's got a portal.
Anyway, I mean, just to take a break here. That thing has been crazy. Like maybe it's bots, like Jared and I were talking about, but like holy shit, the reviews on IGN and has been everywhere. Has been really positive, and then it's fucking sold out everywhere. eBay has it marked up for $400. Amazon resales
Damn.
$400. The thing is only $200. It doesn't play games. It just
It's
You
just
need
a
a-
screen. And it's just a fancy controller with a
you
screen
need a
built in.
PS5 to use it.
Yeah.
So,
it
like,
doesn't
maybe-
even have like streaming apps.
But
on it,
it's sold out everywhere. People, Brad, our friend Brad, he's like messaging on Instagram. It's like, hey, I can't be bothered to like drive around and find it, but hey, I have Venmo. If someone finds one, buy it for me, and I'll send you the money. Like he wants it. Like it's, I don't know. It's like I didn't see it becoming this fucking popular, and it's like this crazy popular thing.
I know we kind of poo-pooed it, didn't we, when they announced it? It was like,
Yeah.
eh.
But then I bought a Backbone, and then I kind of like got. I get it. I get it's not for everybody. Not everyone wants that. But
Like I think Jared's the ideal case where he's got kids in the front room, and he's they're taking up the big TV watching
Oh, it'd be
Hotel
great, yeah.
Transylvania for the 100th time.
only
Yeah,
if he
geez.
switches his PS4 with the PS5, because they're watching that shit on his PS5. So like he has to
No,
switch
I have a
those.
smart TV, dude.
Oh, are they? Okay, so like why
Yeah.
why is your little monitor hooked up to your PS5 then?
It's when they are using the PS5
see.
and the Switch, and I want a screen, so I have a TV set next to my
The nice
TV
thing about
with
the
my
Portal is
PS4
you
hooked to it.
You could play that game where it's all hack and slash and a bit adult, or Peach Beach Splash or something. It's not necessarily you don't necessarily want the kids to see.
It's got
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah,
It's
totally.
supposedly it's super light. It has great battery life, like 4 to 5 hours. It has all the, controller, shit going
Yeah,
on.
like the touchscreen part of your controller
is the
actually
touchscreen.
screen.
Is the
Yeah.
screen. So like the touchpad is the screen.
Nice.
So it does everything. It's like so.
But I thought at one point you guys were making fun of the Portal,
we are.
before-
we were 100%.
but now you're bought and sold about it.
Well, when I bought the Backbone, I kind of like realized that like, well, this is not that shitty.
It still does look like.
Also,
the fucking
I've
Las
always been a
Vegas.
fan of remote play. I've been a fan of remote play for a long time, and I think it's just gotten better.
I just said it wouldn't work well for me because my upload speed on my you know ISP is really slow. I don't think it'd work. I've
Does it
tried
actually
doing
go
that
through
through
the
my
ISP,
phone.
or is it just on the regular Wi-Fi?
I think it's just on the Wi-Fi, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just
I would
like
have thought it would
I
have
don't know if
nothing
it-
to do
I don't
with
know- I don't
Okay,
think
so
it
it
really
doesn't
cares.
send it up through their. Okay, so
I don't think it
maybe.
really cares if it. I mean, it does if you
Huh.
are using it at like a hotel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd be all on the
Huh.
home Wi-Fi. Just
Yeah, I don't think you even need
between-
to have internet service provider as long as it's talking to
Interesting.
the.
Huh.
I don't know. We'd have to like practice that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't think I ever really talked shit about it. I think I talked shit about it in the sense that who's gonna want this? But I guess
well,
I was
think
wrong.
Apparently,
you were
everybody.
incredulous because you had the backbone, and you just felt like the backbone works just as well, like as the portal. So if it's
But
Did it
ultimately,
really
the
just come
portal's
down to the
cheaper than
screen
the
size?
backbone. I mean, ultimately, well, it's screen size. I mean, it's a like what 8-10 inch screen. It's pretty fucking big. So it's like that's nice because like playing that shit on my phone is tough. And ultimately, my phone is $1,100, and the backbone. So that's like a $1,200 controller. Whereas the backbone's only $200. You know, so.
Yeah.
oh,
Ultimately for me it's like I mean I paid off my phone, but I have like a iPhone Max whatever it is, and it's like a $1,000 phone, so it's like, you know, I shouldn't be poo-pooing a $200 monitor with controllers. I don't know. I guess I just
don't
didn't
see myself buying one.
I guess I just didn't think it would sell, so that's why I was poo-pooing it. But I guess I was wrong, and
I didn't think it would get scalped. To be quite honest, I thought it would sell, but I didn't think like there'd be people out there paying like two.
the only
times
thing I
the-
can think is that scalpers
this
have no
price.
idea, and parents have no idea, so they're buying this thing thinking it just plays video games for
Maybe-
200
Well,
bucks.
I
Maybe it's
think
the
I
hot
think
Christmas
Sony
gift.
didn't make that many.
Yeah.
They had
Oh,
no
that
idea
makes sense
how it
too,
would
of
sell,
course.
So it sold out.
Of course,
really quickly because they
Sony
didn't
knows.
send many to
Sony's
market.
like, we're not gonna fucking shoot
Yeah,
ourselves
they-
in the
yeah.
foot.
We'll dip our toes into this market, and make some of them, see how it sells,
Yeah.
and then if we
so you
can make
mentioned
more.
that it's being sold on different sellers, but why was it that the PSVR 2 was only sold through Sony? Did they figure
first-
not enough people?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
But they did open it up eventually, so you can buy the
okay.
VR now. But initially, they wanted to like test the waters, so you had to buy it only through Sony. But now you can get it at Best Buy and Amazon, and I think everywhere now. So
I mean, I think that's the way forward. Is when they do new hardware releases, they just sell them through PlayStation.
they're just being
the
smart.
PlayStation subscribers, because then you get them in the hands of the people that actually want them.
Right.
And don't
Yeah.
piss off your core customers.
Easier to control
Yeah.
inventory.
You know, at least you're only selling one per person. So yeah, if I got one and I didn't want it and I scalp it, there'd have to be like thousands of me that did that, you know, to make it a problem. Whereas now you got people buying like 20 of them from Best Buy with a bot, and you know,
Plus, they are questionable pieces of technology. You don't know if they're going to sell. Like the VR2, we weren't really sure people were going to really. This whole portal thing, we weren't not really sure. So like Sony's like trying to limit risk by like flooding the market with it when it, you know, it's doing well. Okay, we'll make some more and put it out there then, you know, or hold back on inventory until. I think it's just like, you know, they're just trying to be smart and not shoot themselves in the foot with like making a bazillion virtual boys.
because it really is a weird. it is a weird piece of hardware that no one's kind of done anything similar to it. Because you know, the Wii.
Well, I mean,
is,
with the Wii
is an
U,
all-in-one.
The Wii U, I mean, the Nintendo
Yeah, the Wii
was
U is
like
the only thing that's.
I like
come
that
close.
Sony like took the one note they took away from the Wii U era was, oh man, hey, we should do that. The one thing that people never used.
I'm just curious what the modders are going to do with it. Like, there's that
interesting,
control port
maybe.
in the bottom. Like, what can they plug into that?
Yeah,
And
or
what are
what
they
can
gonna
you
do with
connect it to?
Oh
What
yeah,
else
can you connect it to a
control?
drive or a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to somehow attach some type of hard drive to it and make an OS for it? Are you going to be able to utilize it in any capacity?
Interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
All right,
That's
well,
what I'm curious about.
enough of this break in
Try
the
what'd
try
you
play
play beat, Dave?
beats, Dave.
Oh, so
Are we gonna move on to the beer?
I'm not
before
quite done with it
going
yet.
to Dave?
I'm a. Let's let Dave do it, and then I'll be ready.
So I did try Red Dead 2 online after all you guys talked about it.
You didn't want to get
didn't
the
wanna-
posse?
You have to play with somebody. You can't play it
I
by
know I need
yourself.
well, I figured there was a tutorial you had to go through. And
Dip your toes
probably
in.
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
you're a
quite-
virgin.
I didn't never played it the first time around, so I was quite surprised at the amount of voice acting that was in there and like actual story.
Oh, it gets crazy.
I was just expecting it to be some kind of like town where you drop in and everyone's gunfighting and all the rest of it. But it plays more like a continuation of the single player campaign, to be quite honest. And so I teamed up with some rando and stole some horses, and that was about it. But it's pretty interesting.
Oh,
You should
did
play
the
with
first mission,
John.
Yeah.
Or you should play with all of us. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We could,
John will
all,
carry you through all
we
the
could
missions.
all we could all like posse up and just get fucked. What's everyone doing for Thanksgiving? Everyone out of town? What John's doing?
I'll be at the
It's with the
in-laws.
family.
I'll probably be at the in-laws, yeah.
Yeah, but like there's 5 days.
I'm not working Friday.
There's 5 days.
Yeah, I have
of-
5 days off. So
Yeah, I'm
maybe-
doing home
Nice.
improvement, so I'm working. But
Home
I'll
improvement.
probably be
Dave's
able to
doing the
play some-
bathroom.
In another
I'll probably
tree
be able to.
You should call
play some-
John. He knows how to make a bathroom.
Actually, no, I'm demoing out a door and a wall, and then
For the
rehanging
bathroom.
the wall, and
Oh man.
or not reframing the wall, and then hanging.
John
the
would
door.
love to help you. I'm just like I want to go.
I have 3 nail guns
Offer him up.
and a compressor, and then I got to move a light switch to do that, and a few other little bits. But it's kind of step 1 in framing out the new bathroom. So
All right, Red Dead Redemption Online.
anyway, yeah,
Tried that.
and
But
then
you just did the story though. You didn't actually do any of the multiplayer like
No.
shootouts or anything like that.
I
Well, he
just-
teamed
I-
up for a
There
story
was some
mode.
rando that
Yeah, with the
teamed up
story,
me to
but
get
I mean
the-
just actual multiplayer games.
Yeah, so that was pretty decent. And then I played. After listening to you guys last week, I went back and I played. I got back into Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, baby.
And so I think I was about 7 hours into that, and so before the update, and I didn't think I was that far, but I'd already met Johnny Silverhand. No spoiler, but that's.
Do you just stare at
Kinda
your
part of it,
character
yeah.
naked in the menu like I do?
Actually, mine's not naked in the menu. I forgot you could do that, but yeah. Anyway, a couple of things like I don't know what it is about the future, but everyone has really bad, severe haircuts. That's the first thing I always notice because I was watching something on Netflix earlier and it was set in about 2050 and it was the same thing. It was like random shaved bits of hair. Anyway, but that game, I am beginning to enjoy it now, but there's so much customization and stuff in the menus and stuff. It doesn't do a very good job of explaining itself, so it's quite complicated and quite the learning curve's kind of steep actually. Even after 7 hours, I didn't feel like I really like the way you select weapons isn't really intuitive. It's kind of sucks really, to be quite honest. But like most of these games, you only use one weapon anyway, so once you got it selected, you're all right. Maybe. Ian's shaking his head.
So different weapons perk different skills. So like you'll notice there's certain like the solo. I don't even know. I mean, I could like walk you all through this. I should probably walk you. That's what we should have did today when you came over. We shouldn't have given.
Exactly what
we
I'm
shouldn't
talking
have given.
about,
We
though.
shouldn't have given beers to Jared and John.
Okay, Grandpa. This
we
is
should
how
have.
you
We should have had you
select a
come down, and I could
character.
have walked you through. No, so if you use shotgun, like if you use a shotgun and just go around killing people with shotgun, so there's different traits, but there's like there's one trait that's like called solo. If you just go around and kill people with shotguns by yourself, that just throws XP to that perk, and it just keeps perking
yeah.
up. And then other weapons with swords perks up, or dashing. If you dash around a lot, that perks up your ninja skill. I don't quite understand
So it's like a Skyrim.
No,
kind
but
of
I don't
levels.
quite understand how they tied certain things to certain perks. Is kind of still interesting to me.
That's where I'm confused. It's like I can tell there's a lot of like systems under there,
A lot of
but
systems.
I can't make sense of any of them.
I would love to help you with this, Dave.
To really, it's like it took me, and it's almost like there's not enough buttons on the controller. For example, like I was
there's
trying to
enough.
figure out
Oh, there's enough.
how to scan the camera so I could upload something to it, and it was just like I ended up having to. It took me about like a minute or two of searching on the internet and looking through the controllers until I figured it out. I mean, it wasn't. It just makes me. This game just.
It's frustrating. I get it.
It's very frustrating. It's like do this, and you're like, okay.
Once those doors are open to you, though, and you figure it all out, it becomes Jared will hopefully attest to this. It becomes a symphony of chaos and destruction. That you are just a woeful weapon of just. It's just so much fun to kill things. I don't know.
Yeah, most of the time it's like, oh, you don't want to be detected, blah blah blah. You just like, nah, fuck it. And you just run in and start shooting stuff.
Oh no. Oh, Jared, no. Jared's wrong. Jared's wrong. Then never mind. I need to Jared and Dave need to go to the school of Cyberpunk, dude. Because I love to turn off the cameras and then infect their brains with the poison. So then you affect a couple guys with poison, and then they start because that poison affects other people around them. But because the poison allows them to trace you quicker, so they trace you. And so once they start tracing you, then you just fly in there and you're just like, pop, 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 pop. I don't know. There's just a level of chaos that you can create within the combat that is so much fucking fun once you have figured it out and dial it in. You know what? I didn't even really figure it out, Dave, honestly. So I played through the first time of the game, and I feel like the game was weak. Everyone kind of felt it was weak. I mean, I liked the game. It was fun. I beat it. But when I came back to it and they rechanged everything, it all clicked with me, and it can be so awesome.
I do feel like, so this game, I've had a number of issues. One is that the first couple of times I tried playing it, I think my controller was faulty. So it would drift every so often, but for some reason it would only do it in Cyberpunk at first because it was really sensitive. And so that wasn't great. Then there's just the issue of you start a game and then you don't play it. I mean, it was a year ago that I played it last, so you forget everything anyway. But
oh yeah,
it's just, I feel like this is the version of the game that they wanted to make when they started, because I can see why people like it and why it's good. I can also see the menu systems and just the way the upgrades and all the rest of it. It's great. There's a lot of customization there, but it's not.
It doesn't
not
really
ve-
explain itself. It's still complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, it is more like trial and error. You poke around and you see something and you're like, oh, I wonder what that does, and then
I can buy this, but I can't equip it. Why can't I equip it? Well, you don't have enough RAM in your brain. It's like, what? What does that even mean?
Yes.
It's like, well, no, you don't. You need to have this,
and then
so,
it's like, how do I get more of that? And then you're like, okay,
well, you have to
and
level
you need
up,
this,
or you have
and
to
then
do some other
yeah.
stuff. So it's. But the cool thing about that is that all that stuff went to the armor, and they got rid of. Oh, hey, we saw Lisa twice today.
Where's my kiss?
they say hi.
But they got rid of the the clothing.
That was
and stuff.
better than Tony Death's wife.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen Elisa's tits, so I can't really say anything. John.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tony, this is right back at your wife.
Anyway, I can see why people like that game. There's a lot of customization in there. I'm at the stage where I'm beginning to figure it out.
I think if you stick with it, you're gonna love it.
Still a little confused. I mean, I'm 10, maybe 11 hours in now. And then the other thing I'm kind of not fussed about though is there's a mission where it's like, yeah, go and do something else while we do this, and it's basically a 10-hour in-game pause to go and do other shit. Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game.
At the same thing, though, Dave, I think it's important that they do that. Yes, 100%. That's fair. But I think where Jared kind of you should really do some of the character, like Mass Effect has the character missions, because that's where you get the romance. That's where you get the gnarly ass, crazy nude sex stuff. I mean, you should really focus on some of that stuff, because not only that does that unlock certain options for you at the end, but I don't know.
No, I mean I've done a couple of the side quests just to pass the time.
Well, I don't feel like the
They are
loyalty
really
quests. I don't feel like the loyalty quests are side quests. I feel like they're a
I
necessity.
suppose I'm just calling them side quests.
I know, I get you.
She's not like plot quests, but you know.
I think the loyalty quests are a necessary thing. I mean, you can choose not to do them, but I think they are necessary.
Anyway, I think it's a really cool looking, well consistent universe, and
It's flawed still.
it is a little flawed, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Clockwork Orange, where it takes you a while to get into the rhythm of the way they talk or the words they use to describe stuff. You know, it's not like it's kind of got its own language and its own kind of vibe.
I think the cool
It
thing
takes a
is,
while.
though, this is CD Projekt Red's first game in this foray of this game, and if you look at The Witcher, where it just kept improving, I am incredibly excited to see what they do for Cyberpunk 2. You know, I am like how much they figure it out, work it out.
I mean, considering how I also like have to give them credit for just sticking with it, and it's like considering all the hate and all the rubbish they got for the first, like the version 1 release.
Yeah,
And
because
it
investors
probably
got
wasn't
impatient.
ready, and they would have been better off saving it for.
Should have been
hot
only
6
next
months,
gen.
but
They should
yeah.
not have bothered with the PS4.
Yeah, that was the mistake.
That was
wasn't
the
it,
mistake.
really?
That was the mistake. They should not have ever focused on that.
Yeah, they shouldn't have had 2 extra targets for the machine.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. And then did you beat something?
I have beat something, not this week. I just as
Your
I wasn't
meat?
here as I wasn't here last week. I just wanted to remind you yahoos when you recommend Cabela games. I have beat Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2 from 2011 on the Wii, and I have beat Cabela's Dangerous Hunts
Cabela is off the table, John.
Dangerous Hunts 2 on the Xbox. So I think that's enough Cabela's for one lifetime. So I just wanted to
Nice try,
to-
John.
let you know that
Well, that was
more
my backup
Cabela's.
pick. What about the
I'm-
Long Dark, Dave? The
I'm-
walking survival simulator.
That sounds like so much fun. Maybe once I finish Cyberpunk.
All right, Johnny boy. Oh, wait. Let's just talk about this beer really quick. We'll take a break for hey. Couch co-op time. I think we all finished this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Where are we in the thinking of this beer? I'm going to say it's very rich. I do not think I could drink another.
I think I'm with you. It's kind of a dessert beer. If I was just having,
It's like a one-off, dude. I don't think I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah. It's one and done.
I get
Oh,
why
man.
I get why it's sold in a 4-pack because yeah.
Sharing
Yeah.
size.
Share it
And
or
it- plowing snow all day, or like shoveling snow all day, and you get in, you're dog tired, you want a beer before sit in front of the fire for 30 minutes and then go to bed because you're so tired. This is your beer.
John, any final thoughts?
I like it. I just don't think I would buy it again.
Well, I was asking John.
Same.
Same.
No. Oh, sorry. No, I liked it. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's pretty pungent and powerful. I mean, it's not even the alcohol content. It's really just the flavor adds more to the alcohol content, if that makes sense. Where because how it feels in your mouth and how it drinks, it feels like it's a more higher alcohol content beer than just 6.7%.
Jared, how about you?
I really enjoyed it. I've been drinking a lot of dark beers this last couple months, and this fits up on the mantle with some of the other really good ones. I think I like the mouthfeel it had. It's real rich beer, had consistent flavor all the way through, and I even like the smell. I really like those malty beers, and this one hit all those targets.
It's a nice change from a stout or a porter, actually. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing I got.
Well, yeah, I do love a good Doppelbock or a Double Bock, any of that stuff. And Michelob Amberbock, that's one of my classic favorites.
All right. Well, let's see the chubs, guys. I'm gonna give it sideways.
Yeah, I'm going up.
All right, we got a 3.5.
Wow, and that's John
good.
with a thumbs up. You said you didn't
Wow.
like the coffee.
3.5
You
chubs.
usually like coffee in your beers.
No, I like coffee in
No,
my
it's
beers.
Dave who doesn't like coffee.
Oh,
I don't like coffee.
I
in my
thought you were
beers,
saying
but
that,
I
John.
didn't get much coffee out of that one.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't get the
Yeah, I
coffee either,
didn't.
but it's not
Yeah, I
my
didn't
it's not my wheelhouse. But I kind of figured it would be Jared and Dave's. I don't know where John, but John's on the thumbs up.
I like dark. I used to like dark beers. I used to drink.
He is
dark
wearing a
beers
black
lot.
butte
Yeah,
He
shirt.
is wearing the black butt.
Butt.
He's going with the black butt
Yeah,
shirt.
black butt.
Yeah.
Black
But it's
butt.
not the brewery. It's the
Oh,
it's
the
the
ranch.
ranch.
They make a
It's
ranch
the same
They
dressing.
make
shape
a
of
ranch
logo.
dressing
That's
out of
funny.
black butt.
Hey now.
Hey now. Anyway,
Urinal star.
no. So 3.5 chubs out of 4 for this inside Couch Co-op episode. Yeah. And we'll carry on now. Wait.
What'd you play?
Dave. Okay, well, Dave technically picked the beer, but this is what game would we pair this beer with?
Oh man.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that segment, so I haven't really.
Dave
thought
doesn't have
about
to
it.
pick it. We could all think about it, but I know Dave picked it. But I just I don't know. It's kind of rich.
How about Goat Simulator?
There we
Since,
go.
these
There's
goats are
goats on
battling
it.
against the beer.
Actually, yeah.
That game's
Yeah,
really rich.
And there's that thing where you're in the ring battling two goats, isn't
yeah.
there? Yeah. And you've got to knock the other goat out of the ring.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Goat Simulator.
It's the goatee.
Goaty. All right.
Choice.
John, try play beat. What you got?
Well, I tried Alien Fire Team,
Yeah.
and I
Aliens
got
Fire Team Elite. Get it right.
and I got so far as the lobby. I hit up Ian, my dad.
I was
and
busy.
He said,
He
And he
kept
said,
on
"Oh,
shutting
okay.
him down.
"I'll be on
He's like-
after dinner," and I'm like, and then he's like, "Okay, I'll be on."
Quit bugging
soon." I
me,
was like,
son.
"I'm on already." He's like, "Oh no, I meant later."
Ken Wolf. Anyway, I'm sorry, John, that I did that to you.
So
Sorry, not
pretty much
sorry.
all I did is because I don't typically like playing with random people. It's just kind of a. I
You don't
find
have
it.
to. You can play it solo.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Because it made it seem like
No.
I had to play with someone.
Nope. You can play
You can play with
private.
yourself.
You can play private with
Whee.
AI,
Okay, I'll try.
and
it.
that's how
I'll try that
that's
then.
how I beat it. So
Oh, okay.
I'll just because I play this game too. I'll kind of tandem with you a bit. I beat this game. It's a really simplistic kind of dopey game that has decent graphics and pretty good gunplay, and I think it is meant to be a Destiny fire team where you're just in there with your friends shooting shit, because there's there's aliens, but there's no the alien aesthetic. It's not scary in any way. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
is it
just-
even classified as a horror game?
It's just a horde game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hordes of aliens.
Yeah, so if you
plowing
replace them with
towards you.
zombies, you'd be
So
It'd be the same
I
game.
tried to get you guys to play earlier on, and so no one would play with me, and then finally John got on, but I was in the last mission, so I kept kind of defaulting to John, be I'm in the middle, and then I'm eating dinner. So I was literally just blazed through the whole game.
It's okay if you don't love your son.
Well, he just hits me up at the wrong moments, He's like, "Where were you?"
I'm in the middle of something.
Where were you? I'm not gonna back out.
Look at
I'm
me,
almost
Chad.
done here.
Swatting at
I'm
you with his
almost.
newspaper.
I'm almost done. Why
Get
would I
away,
back
son.
out and do this over again?
I'm almost there.
No, but here's the
Don't make me back out.
no, but here's the thing about the game that you learn is that you just need to play. The game is about being played through again and again and again. The game is about Destiny with your friends. You just grind out for
So you're saying
weapons
you
and stuff.
ignored me for the wrong reason.
Well, I ignored you to like beat the game, and then I beat it, and then I was just like, oh wow, this ending sucks, and then it's just like, oh, they just want you to go back and play it again on a harder difficulty. So I was like, all right, whatever. So like then I was like, but then I had already anyway. What I'm saying is like you learn that like it is. I think it would be fun if we played it together. It's just so it's such a party game. You know, it's like Wario or something. It's
not
just
what
like
you were expecting.
you can just get drunk and like shoot shit up and like grind out some weapons and get some gear, and it's just that's all the game is. That's what the game is. The game is not the story mode or the beating it. It's just like it's literally grind it out, get more level, get bigger weapons, and then just do it again. That's what So if I'm not against doing that with you guys, if you guys want to. It's only a 3-person fire team though, so.
And of course, to our listeners, that's a PlayStation Plus essential game that you can get for free
Yes.
with your subscription.
But it
in
is on
November.
everything.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if it's on Switch.
probably not.
So
not
you
even gonna
tried that,
research.
John. What did you play?
I played Mafia 2, and I rescind everything I've ever said about Mafia 2 being a good game.
Oh no.
Like, so it's a definitive edition. So essentially, supposedly, they updated for the PlayStation and Xbox current generation, but it's really like it just looked like they put like a special super HD filter on. Like they didn't really fuck around with the graphics at all. And then the game's just dated. The driving kind of sucks.
A 2K game dated? What?
I wonder if it's the same company that ported the Grand Theft Auto games.
Oh, yeah. But it's just an older style of game. Like,
How much time did you put into that? If you've been playing.
oh,
it?
I only played it for an hour, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to put that much more time because
sounds more
it's-
like a try to me then.
Well, I've beaten it before, so that's why it's
I
not a
see.
try. I beat the game when it first came out, and I thought this is great. This was awesome. And then now that I'm playing it again, it's really just because at the time it
Yeah.
probably was a great game.
Sometimes
and
you
now
can't
that,
go home, John. Sometimes you just
sometimes
can't go
They
home.
just don't age well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is a free game of the month for the PlayStation Plus.
So you're saying don't
So-
play it unless you just really want to know about
If
the
you haven't
Mafia.
played, I mean, see, the Mafia trilogy is kind of it's a weird thing for me because I played the first Mafia game when they did the definitive edition. I didn't even beat it. I mean, I think I got past the racing. There's a racing mission where you sub in for a race car driver, and I was just like, okay, I'm kind of done with this game. This is moving too slow for my taste. And then Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, I've beaten Mafia 2, and I remember at the time I really liked it, but now I've realized it hasn't aged well. And then I really liked Mafia 3, but that game did not do well at all, critically or sales-wise. But Mafia
it was
3,
too
I
woke.
really...
It was too woke, I believe.
Seriously?
Having an African American lead character is just too
Oh,
much for the
God.
gaming industry to handle. And so all those
Like that game, yeah.
white fucking racists out there just like had to shit on the game. But I believe that game was a lot of fun and really great.
Yeah, I
And
really
think,
liked Mafia 3.
I really like Mafia 3, and I think I think the ending on that game is actually pretty dope too.
I like the
Yeah.
music in it. I
Yeah.
didn't play through the whole game, but I like the music in it. It's really good.
It's kind of Rockstar light, it's kind of smaller scope and stuff, but like
Yeah,
I just
I
really
would
like the
say-
characters in that game. I enjoyed that.
That would probably be my biggest critique of Mafia series. It's like a budgeted GTA game where they have aspirations of reaching that grand scope of like a GTA game, but for budgetary reasons they have to kind of pull it back a little.
Right.
And then I actually did beat a game.
What did you
this week.
beat? Was it your giant cock meat?
No, it was Disco Elysium.
Oh, Communism for the win.
Yeah.
Tell us
So I
about
beat
it.
Disco
Tell us about it.
Elysium. I actually kind of fucked up my first gameplay because I didn't. There's a point in the game where you come to for these kind of I think it's a CRPG is the correct term for it.
Computer
But
RPG,
the
yes. It's like
uh,
Baldur's Gate.
yes. So this being my first time, it's not going to be a smooth run when you play for the first time.
Yeah, but-
I mean, these games are designed to be replayed over and over again
But
with
having,
different
but
builds.
listening to you talk about it, like you're just too much of a control freak to let it go. You
I know
just
I am.
can't.
I'm too much. I'll just like reload,
Save scum,
reload.
save scum, save scum.
Yeah. So I'm being more laid back this time with it, but
That's the part of
But
the
it-
fun, though. I've learned, like, if you let shit happen to you and then you just let it happen to you, it's like, oh, that's a part of my character now. Move on, Ian. Just move on. That's a part of your character now. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. I made an interesting choice. I would never make that choice again, because I'm gonna play this game again someday. I will never make that choice again. But like right now, it's like, okay, I'm okay with this choice. You know, you gotta like just kind of like.
Embrace it, John.
But it makes those games endlessly playable, which is cool about it.
Yeah.
see, and that's the other hard part for me is, I mean, these games are replayable, but there's a big chunks of it where you are essentially replaying it, verbatim, and that's just kind of the hard part for me is it starts to become boring and tedious after a while if you're wanting to play a game up to a certain point to see what this different decision would have yielded, but you have
Oh.
to replay up to that portion again.
I think that's the limit of Disco Elysium, and where Baldur's Gate becomes the game where I don't know, you might be like Dave that you're not really into fantasy, but you can literally kill all your party members and side with the evil side, and you can romance evil characters.
Huh.
So like Baldur's Gate has this endless amount. That's the problem with Baldur's Gate. Like I'll never experience the entire game because of the character I've decided to be heroic. I'll never experience that. But if I could really tune into being evil and kill people, I could choose to then kill my party members and then romance evil characters.
But it could
And
be
it would be
completely different
it would be
game
a
for
totally
me.
different
Yeah.
game, and the ending would be totally fucking different. And but can I, in my heart of hearts, do that? That's the game. That's a whole nother. So I believe that Disco Elysium has some of that in there, but there are games like Baldur's Gate that take advantage of that to another level. So like. And there's a level of choice that is refreshing in these games that's just kind of cool. So, I mean, I hope you explore. I hope Disco Elysium has opened your doors to some of these.
No, I really like Disco Elysium. I would definitely recommend this game. I think it's interesting that you can, depending on how your play style and what you choose. I mean, even talking to Fuzz Vega on our Discord,
hmm
like, I told him like, oh, there's a different way you can get to the warehouse. So
And he didn't even know.
it's fun. It's fun to share that, like people who have played the game before,
Right.
and then you relate something. Oh, there's a different path to get there, and they're like, what? And then then the replayability comes in, where it's like, oh, well, I want to replay this game just so I can see what that different path was.
So, are there builds? Like, do you build a character in Disco
You
Elysium?
can. There's like it focuses on like.
How much research did you put into this game? Like, aside from the game.
I was starting to read into like different character builds. I mean, the game comes preloaded with 3 different builds: a physical build, a I guess mind build, and then like a logic build. So mind being like empathy, I guess more of a persuasive character, and then mind being like you have more logic, rhetoric. So and different builds will give you like if you choose the logic build, it's going to give you more of the lore of the world you're in, because your character has an inner monologue going the whole time, but with different personalities that have different voices chiming in. So if someone says something random about some landmark in the world you're in, then your logic brain or encyclopedia brain will perk up and give the context of what that landmark is. So if you're looking more into the lore of the world, then you would want to pick the logic build, because then you'll get all that encyclopedic information. Or if you wanted to be more physical, because sometimes you have to like you have to break doors down. Then you could pick the physical build. So it just depends on. It doesn't. I mean, you just can pick it at random. It just depends on what you in your mind you want your character to be. Do you want him to be some capitalist, jarhead? You should probably go with the physical build, and then anytime capitalism comes up, you just say, "Yay, yay, yay, capitalism."
Fun, dude. Well, I'm glad you really enjoyed that. I'm actually more curious to check it out now.
Yeah, I think
him,
you would
yeah.
like it. You'd find it funny.
I probably find it.
And Jared, if you look in the back,
I was just looking. I saw Shadow
I downloaded
Man.
Shadow Man.
Oh,
So I got
Shadow.
it.
That's
Oh
funny.
man,
My-
last
my
week's
cheap
Shadow
ass
Man,
got it.
baby.
Man.
It's like you
Oh.
just saw me researching what your screen was showing. I was actually just like making the screen bigger to look at it.
I was hypnotized by the UFOs outside your window. The
Well,
Yeah.
orange lights flashing on.
Before I go, I just wanted to give a shout out to Ken Wolf. He popped into our Twitch stream and was like
Yo.
chatting us up and
Hey,
talking and
Ken
stuff. He's he must have just got off a stream, but he popped in and was chatting us up. So Ken Wolf, much love, brother. You guys can go check him out on Twitch at twitch.tv/KenWolf. He streams like I think
How do you spell Ken Wolf?
CENEWLF, and he streams like pretty much every other day. It seems like he streams every day, but if you go to his Twitch channel, you'll get a schedule and you can see what he does. He plays a lot of. I think he's doing Metal Gear Solid right now. He's doing a lot of Street Fighter. He's doing. He does a lot of Bannerlord too. He does a lot of the cool VR stuff. Jared, you really dig this. So he does actual sword fighting in his room, so you see his room where he's fighting, and then he does anyway, he does a lot of really cool shit. He's a lot of fun. He does music too. He plays bass and guitar, so he does a lot of Rocksmith. He does Rocksmith streams too. He does a lot of shit. He's a really good variety
he's
streamer.
all. I've watched a few of his streams. Yeah.
So
He has-
hey, Ken and Wolf. Anyway, my try-play beat. I tried. What did I try? I'm gonna throw out Gotham Knights. I picked that up.
How was that?
And I actually really like it. I mean,
Oh, really?
$70 game, no, but it's actually a lot of fun.
Free's
I
a good
think
price.
it looks really good. It plays really well. I don't really have an issue with it. It's not as robust as Arkham Asylum is. Like, it's not as beautiful and like just like as like the city is a little more spread out and the stuff is kind of a little bit more spread out. But I like the game. So I'm about 2 hours in. I tried that. I think I'm gonna keep playing it.
Okay.
How
was Batgirl?
I love Batgirl. She's the only character I play. I don't really care about anyone else. Like, I wish it was just called Batgirl. Change
I've
her
heard she's
suits.
one of the better player.
Yeah,
better
she's
characters
kind of
to
more classic Batman character, I guess. So it's just kind of the more fun. I don't want to. Anyway, so that's the game I tried. I've been playing 2 games. I told Dave a little bit about this. So I'm gonna try and platinum Gran Turismo 7. So I'm playing a lot of Gran Turismo 7. Not a lot. I play like about an hour every day, maybe. I do some
You've just got to get a lot of miles to get
a lot
the
of
platinum, you were
miles
telling me.
and a lot of
Lots of license testing.
I'm just trying to grind well, I'm not trying to do the license testing yet, Jared. I'm saving that trophy for the very end. So if that's the trophy I can't do, then that's the trophy I can't do. So all the other trophies, I need to grind mileage and money. for the other trophies. So, and Gran Turismo introduced weekly missions, and then I have a daily thing. So I try and play about an hour every day. I really enjoy it. I really love that game, so I don't really mind just like popping in, playing for an hour, and then popping out. So that's Gran Turismo. And then I'm also playing Wayfinder. It's the MMO from Airship Syndicate, and the back end is by Digital Extremes, who does Warframe. So it's the MMO. It launched. It didn't do very well because the back end, the Digital Extremes put together, kind of failed, which is sad. But now the game's up and running pretty well. It's a fun MMO to play. Come February of next year, it will go free to play. So I paid $20 to become early access guy because I'm a big fan of Airship Syndicate. They did Battle Chaser. They've done a lot of cool games. I think Airship Syndicate is a killer fucking studio, and I don't think that they should have been discredited just because the back end of their MMO wasn't working, which is sad because Digital Extremes is a really strong studio. Warframe has run flawless for a long time, so it's kind of surprising that they dropped that ball. Anyway, I don't feel like it's Airship Syndicate's fault. So anyway, I paid $20 to jump in on this game. It's a very classic MMO that you can pretty much play by yourself at this point. You don't really need to play. There's a lot of people around, and you can group up with them if you want. But you can really play a lot of it by yourself solo. So it's a fun MMO that I'm playing by myself. So I don't know why I call it MMO. But my hope is that hopefully maybe when February comes around, they launch free to play and Jared tries it, that we can play together and I can just help kind of guide him through the game.
So you can play with each
watch
other.
the trailer. It looks cool. I like the art style.
Or if anyone wants to, it's just like a hack and slash, but it's also MMO and you fight bosses and it's super cool. I think it's really well. I love the art style. So that's Wayfinder. And then we already talked about it, so we don't need to talk about it anymore, but I beat Aliens Fireteam Elite or whatever it's fucking called.
Word soup.
I would love to play it with you guys, but I cool if we don't ever. So whatever,
Yeah,
hit me
my
up.
system.
Hit me up if you want to. Hey, just be like, hey, Ian, I want to play it. But if you don't want to, if I don't hear from you, I'm never gonna.
And then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm eating lunch right now."
maybe this Friday.
I got dinner.
Friday, Thanksgiving.
You want it? You want? Well, Thanksgiving is like Thursday, right?
Yeah, but this
So
Friday,
Friday.
the weekend might be.
Hear that?
Friday
Hear that, guys?
evening.
Friday
Yeah.
might be Fire Team.
Okay.
Probably
Hell yeah.
Rocket League, but most
Yeah, I'll probably be still Rocket League.
maybe
Yeah,
Red
hey,
Dead.
PS5 out here.
We could do all three anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aliens Fighting Team. I think it's fun. You can play it solo. I don't think it's a bad game. It's like a solid 7. It's a 7 game. At first I didn't like it, and then I learned to really kind of enjoy it, and then I was so focused to beat it and then I was like, oh, now I just want to play this game with my friends. So I feel bad that John wasn't a part of that, but I knew that if I stopped my mission midway through, like I'd have to go back and play the first level with John, and it's like, I don't want to fucking play the first. I want to beat this fucking thing first. And so now that I've beat it all, I can just come and hang out. And
So now that you beat it, you can just come.
exactly. All right. Couch co-optionals. Let's get out of here. Jared, what do you got?
There's a new Scott Pilgrim animated series on Netflix that I'm enjoying a lot. And the craziest thing, I didn't expect it, but they got like all the original voice actors back from the movie.
Oh, really?
So that's awesome. And they completely switched like the whole storyline. So it's like completely different.
I wish I
It's-
liked the movie.
It's really interesting. I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the movie and the game that came out, that Brawler. That was awesome. So I'm pretty invested in the world. I've never read the comics, but I'm really interested to someday.
Cool.
But yeah, the series is really well done. I'm enjoying it.
Pilgrim. Yeah, it's Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Dave, what you got?
Don't listen to the Roger Waters version of Dark Side of the Moon. Listen to the Flaming Lips Dark Side of the Moon. That's much more interesting and original and tries to do something with it, whereas Roger Waters' version is just him talking. He basically remove all the good solos and then just
It's all spoken word at this point. It's just like spoken word poems.
I remember
like, and
listening to that,
his voice works for some of it. There's a few moments where it does actually work, but on the whole, not so much. The Flaming Lips version, it isn't perfect, but it's a much more interesting record, and it's definitely worth a listen. So that's my
Nice.
All right, John, what you got?
I finished the Denial of Death, and it was not what I was expecting. It's more.
This is the book,
about-
right? You were reading?
Yeah.
Or
It's more
listening
about
to?
psycho. Yeah, I was listening to it. It's more about psychoanalyzing. It talks more about Freud and the book came out in 73, I think. So it is dated because some of the things they talk about, like mental illness.
So
is
wait a
just
minute. Are
kinda
you like recalling your couch co-optional from last week?
Well, I'm giving an update on my couch co-optional. So I'm saying now you can skip this if you're interested on books on death. You can skip this one because it's dated. Unless you're interested in Freud and psychoanalysts, then I think this book I learned more about Freud than I did learn about death. So
Was there
that's
anything you
my,
would like to actually recommend then?
So John, Spotify Premium now gives you what I think it's 15 hours of audiobook listening. They have like a whole library of audiobooks.
So what's
now.
the deal with that? Because at first
What?
they did the audio
The
books,
deal?
it's like you had to buy them. Yeah, I know, Seinfeld. You had to buy them,
That was
or
Audible. This is Spotify.
but Spotify was doing. I thought they were doing that for a little bit, because I tried to listen to an audiobook on Spotify, but then it was like, oh, do you want to purchase it? And I was like, no, I don't want to purchase it. I thought I had to.
It's like an updated part of their subscription service now. I guess you get 15 hours a month.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's a thing now. If that's what you're into, so that can be your recommendation.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it out.
Yeah, I haven't tried it out yet.
hands off my weapon, Ian.
I'll put my hands on your weapon anytime I want. Oh my god,
Baby's arm.
dude, I love your baby's arm.
It's my one tiny little arm.
Nothing grips
Covered
harder
in my
than
one beefy
nothing
arm.
grips harder than your baby's arm.
Your baby Barbie's arm.
Especially when you're trying to push it off a cliff.
Well, that's what the Velcro gloves are for. Anyway, shit. I have so many things I want to recommend, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna follow up on Jared's fucking recommendation. I think it was last week. Blue-Eyed Samurai. Holy fuck!
So good. I finished that.
There is no other series that anyone needs to be watching right now except that fucking show. You're talking about a television show that also just happens to be animated. It is the story and the character development is next level. I actually have a fucking crush on the lead character. Like, I don't even know. It's such a beautiful fucking story. It's so well. Every episode is just so well designed. The storytelling within it is so well like told. It's just like never did I feel like it was too fast or paced too slow or drawn out. It was just like, holy fuck, what is this? I don't know. Just fucking.
I'm glad you decided to watch it because early on you were like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, because I thought it was like just anime, but it's so far beyond anime. Like, it's just really good animation, and it's not really it can't be anime in the sense of Japanimation because it's not just made by Japanese people. It's by a global group of people. Like there's men and women and different directors. It's like it's not. I don't know. It's just probably one of the sickest fucking shows I've seen on Netflix in forever, and I'm I'm very close to just going back and rewatching it again because
I want to.
It is
rewatch a
so
lot of
fucking
it, yeah.
sick. I've never seen something so tight and concise and just well made. And the animation is fucking sick. And then just out of the blue last night, so I'm in a text group with the band. Paul messages and is like, "Are you guys fucking watching this Blue Eye Samurai shit?" And it's like, Paul he doesn't care about anime. He's like, "This is just the coolest adult animation show I've ever seen." It's like, holy shit, you're watching this? What the fuck? It is so fucking good. It is so fucking good. So many cartoon dicks. But so fucking good. There's a lot of great cartoon sex too, but
definitely for adults.
So many cartoon dicks. But it is awesome. So that's the first one. This is more of just like me saying that Jared's couch co-optional was fucking legit last week. Like that's a legit choice. Then Keanu Reeves, just on Hulu, released Braun GP, a 4-part docu-series on Braun GP's Formula One outing, and that is also fucking awesome. I got sucked into Formula One through the Drive to Survive series on Netflix, and then learning about Braun GP and how that gave way to, just that whole series and how this team of not nobodies, but poor, not a lot of people won the constructors and the championship one season is kind of crazy. And then this is ultimately the team that would be bought up by Mercedes and would become the Lewis Hamilton team, blah 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 blah. Anyway, that's very exciting. It's a 4-part documentary on Hulu, produced by me and hosted by me, Keanu Reeves. Super cool. And then lastly, more kind of race car driving stuff. Michael Fassbender's Road to Le Mans. The Porsche YouTube page released the film version of the series, and that's 100% free to watch on YouTube. It's an hour and a half. It picks up like at the end of the Crash series of Le Mans, and then it shows kind of the last season. But it adds a lot of new footage of different stuff. Dave and I talked about the series previous on an episode, probably way back, not too long ago. But super awesome. So there's a lot of cool content if you're into race cars. And the Michael Fassbender thing. This is also The Killers. So this is the Michael Fassbender show on Netflix. That was my second
choice. I was going to recommend that.
Okay, so that's Dave's recommendation. But the cool thing about The Killers is in the series, on the YouTube series that Michael Fassbender, there's a bunch of footage. So while he's doing at the end of the Le Mans series, that's the film he's shooting, and they show a lot of footage of behind the scenes in that series. They don't really allude to it in the film that much, but it's kind of a cool companion piece because it's interesting because in the film he talks about having to turn off his emotions and being very focused. I feel like in a sense the two films kind of complement each other in a weird way. So you might maybe that works for me better because in the series it explains that film is going on. They don't talk about it. But anyway, 3 things. I'm sorry. I don't usually do 3 things. I didn't mean to be an Aaron, but I've been consuming a lot of content this week, guys. A lot of content. So I just wanted to share. And all right. Anyone else want to share some more stuff? Because you can share if you want. But if not, we can get out of here.
We can do a teeny little bit of trivia.
Ooh.
Just well, I had no idea. Like I just kind of figured
bit of trivia.
Valve had been around a long time. We mentioned Half-Life earlier. That was
trivia.
their very first game. I didn't know that.
Really?
Half-Life was their first game?
Half-Life was their first game. They were founded in 96 and the game came out in 98.
They're an amazing, like when you look at it, how many games they actually have produced and how they've started Steam, and it's like they're this big giant really in the gaming space, and they really didn't. It's like a really interesting story.
You know what's
Yeah.
interesting
Well,
though
Steam,
too.
Steam came out 20 years ago in September.
So there is Half-Life, but there is that modded version of the game. I think it's Black Mesa or something. That's like
Yeah.
kind of the updated version that you can get for free. You might be able to get it through Steam. I don't know, but it's the more like kind of robust version of that game that modders kind of fixed or created.
I think Valve gave it the thumbs up. Let them.
They
finish
must
it.
have. So like there's
Yeah.
that version of the game out there that is a little like more updated and if one of you guys wanted to try it, I'd be more than willing to like hear you guys talk about it for an hour.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, it's so good.
All right, so what was the
It's
trivia?
the head spiders.
That was it.
That was
I wasn't gonna ask you a question. I was just gonna throw information at you since we were talking about Half-Life earlier.
What 2 games did Dave leave in the Toyota today?
Yeah.
Death poop, according to
Death
one.
poop. Well, it's I just throwing stuff out like that. When you have a 4-year-old, everything that makes the oop sound usually turns into poop. That's trivia right there. Live
All right.
trivia.
All right, well, let's get out of here. Let me pull up the ending credits here. Well, I want to thank you all for listening and remind you to leave feedback at thecouchcoopshow@gmail.com or find us on our socials at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word, no hyphen. I want to thank Jared, Dave, and John for joining me here on the couch. I also enjoyed our impromptu
Beer.
Couch Co-hop episode.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I
Yeah.
feel
Cheers.
like Nick and Aaron might be a little jealous, so don't flash this in their face. But for Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other. Wild stallions.
Couch Co-op is full of douchebags.
No hyphens.
Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.